Hi everyone, Emma here. So we have a bit of a different setup here because I'm going to show you my process of stitching around the leather bracelet. And this was the first one that I made. Let me see if we can get some better light on this. So this was the first one that I made. And let me see. There we go. So the stitching goes all the way around. This is I guess I think they call it a form leather bracelet, and the form is this metal um, blank that you put inside. So you glue that in between two pieces of leather, which is what I did here. Now, what I did for this here is I'm making a bracelet for Jen for her birthday, and we're both avid cyclists. So, oh, let me see, this is out of focus. There we go. Um, so this was a stainless steel pendant. So this area here, this circle, was the pendant part. Now I did try to cut that off because I didn't want the added circle on the bike, and I would just stitch it somewhere on the wheel. But as it turned out, it really is stainless steel. So I ruined a pair of my nippers. And I couldn't find my memory wire cutters because I'm sure the memory wire would cut through that. But anyway, it still looks awesome like that. So I went ahead and I glued it together, and then I went around and I stamped using my stamping tools. And I'll do a full video if people are interested, but I thought this is kind of out of order. The easy part is actually putting it together like this, cutting some strips and putting it, and then like once I have it glued in, I take my bone folder and I just go around with some pressure and make sure the glue is everything sticking correctly, and it folds this leather around that form, so it has a really neat look when you're finished like this. Now this was a different type of leather than this. This is a very kind of polished finished leather you'd use um, for purses and stuff like that. And again, this is all like I'm just learning this, so some of this stuff might not be 100% accurate, but hey, if if you learn everything before you did anything, you probably would never do anything. That's the way I look at it. I like to just jump in and learn as I go. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how I stitch it. So it's pretty easy. This here is a, geez, I want to call it a saddle horse. I can't remember what it's called. They're super cheap. You can get them on Amazon. This was $30 on Amazon. And this one here has a clamp, so you can open it easily. And I mean, it only opens a bit, but you only need it to open. And it came with this leather on it and everything. Now, I do think I'd like to probably put some thicker leather here, but right now it's doing what I need it to do. So I'm going to go, what I do is you just slide that in like that, and then you close the clamp on the other side here. Just close it, so it's really easy. But for right now, we're going to measure how much thread we need. You know what? I don't want to move the camera. So let me just, at least you can see. So what you need to do, I think it's 3 times the length of your work. The last one I did, this one here I did 4 times, and I had a lot of thread left over. This thread's really expensive. Now this one here, yeah, Ritza tiger thread, super expensive. It is different than, say, the cotton wax thread that I have from AliExpress. So I do notice a big difference in the quality using this thread. So it's definitely worth it. So let's go ahead. I think I will use 4 just for the sake of this. So there's one side, 2 sides, and then one side, two sides, like that. Now that's one. So now I would take 4 measurements of this. I'm just unspooling it here. So there's 2. And if you wanted to, you could go ahead and take this piece and now do 1 of the whole thing. So that's your 4 times around. And it's like waxed or something. Super nice to work with. And just, I think people cut it on an angle so you can thread your needles. You do need special needles. These are Glover needles. And if we do more of these, I'll do like explanation of all the different supplies. So they're kind of short. I kind of wish they were a bit longer. I'm so used to beading needles, so I'm used to having a lot of place to hold on to. But when I was doing this bracelet here, it started out awkward. By the time I got like maybe down 10 stitches, I felt like I was doing it like a pro. So anyway, these are, like I said, Glover needles. They are like a diamond shape on the end, so they will pierce. And actually I poked myself a couple of times with these. So let's go ahead and thread these. They're easy to thread. The holes are super big, and there's a special way to thread these to lock your thread in. So you just take your thread like that, and you're going to poke your thread like that, and then pull it down. And there, it's not going anywhere. So let's try that again on the other side. And put that in. And I don't think I need that much. Some people do a couple of times poking it. I don't think you need it. Again, I'm used to beading and the thread keep coming out of my the eye of my needle, so I'm not worried. There, just like that. So now let's get these guys, get this on here, and I'll make sure, do my best to get this on camera for you. Actually, I'm going to put the clamp on that side, not that it really matters. So that's open, and I'm going to turn this way so you can see what's happening here. And let me adjust the lights a bit better. See if that gives you a better view. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll move this piece further forward so you can see better. So yeah, let's try that. Okay. So, I mean, I could make this tighter, but I don't think I need it. So I'm going to start at the end. Separate my needles here. And I like to go through the front holes, and I say the front because this is the front, and this is how I stamped my hole. So this side's always going to be nicer. The hole's going to be wider, is what I mean. And so you hold the needles with one in each hand, and when you get to this point with the first needle, I guess it doesn't matter with the first needle because we're actually gonna flip this here. So let's just do the first. So I'm gonna make them equal. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take this one here and go into the next hole. This is really hard for me to see. Get the little hairs out there. Okay. So I'm kind of poking through to get to the other side. And when it gets to about there, then you take this hand here with this needle and you cross it like this. And I'll tell you why. So it's sometimes hard to get through the hole. but you're going to take and flip your hands this way, and you're holding your thread away so you don't puncture your thread, and then the other needle goes through the other side. So this is the needle that we put through, and this is the one that we had in our hand. You're going to do that all the way and pull it through, and that's it. You do that all the way. I wonder if it's better. You can see that better. Let me adjust the camera a bit here. Once we get going, it'll be really quick. I'll have it on a bit of an angle. That's a little better. So you won't see both sides, but at least you'll see what's happening a little bit. And now I can't see. That's the crazy thing about doing videos. So I'm going to get this in here. Okay, and pull it through the other hand. And get it through. And sometimes you need pliers to pull it through. It looks a bit weird right now, and this looks dirty. I'm so picky. It's probably fine. Let me see if I can bring this down a bit here. Let's try it like that there, and then I still can't see. Okay. Go through the hole, grab, and through here. Yeah, I'm gonna need my pliers. It's not like super tight. It's just I have issues with my hands, so I don't have the strength. So you know what this feels like to me? When I first started doing videos, it was very awkward. And you know, you do them long enough that you've figured out how to do them. So this is like, because it's a new technique and the camera angles are so different, it just makes it a lot harder. Let me see if I do this. Oh, you can't see. Oh. And if I take this down a bit. I knew that would brighten it, so let's see if we can do this. Yeah, it's still pretty awkward for me. I think this clamp that I have is awkward to begin with. It seems really, let me see. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this isn't gonna work, I don't think. Let's see. We'll try a few more if it's still kind of weird. It's very weird. Because this, when I did it on the other bracelet, took me maybe a half an hour. So it should not take that long. Let me see if I go for this side. Yeah, it's not going to matter. The seems like my left hand is a little weaker than the other side. But there is, you can see how it's starting to come along. So I think I'll leave it at that, and let me see if I can do this. Yeah, you're not gonna see. That's too bad. See here. See, the holes on the other side are super small compared to this side. This is gonna look amazing. So I'll come back for the next step once I have this down. Then you take your bone folder and flatten these stitches. I followed what they were doing in the videos that I looked at, and they used a little hammer and they flattened them. When I did that with the other one, it left marks. And actually, there's marks there. That's from my needle. So that's, now we can fix this. I have some conditioner, and kind of rubbing it out with the conditioner will be fine. But yeah, it's a bit awkward. But so stay tuned for Jennifer's birthday gift. Take care, everybody. Bye.